What's up guys, Nate here. So if you saw that video we posted earlier today with my dad talking about the electronics, we decided to go a little bit further and attach the X and Y motors to our mill here. So that involved taking the table off, removing the hand controls for X and Y. We still have the Z stuff intact, and mounting the motors. This is kind of the easy part. Z is supposed to be kind of crazy because we have to drill holes in the column and stuff a little bit, but this was actually pretty simple. We found this really good online tutorial by this guy Nick Raymond, and it's really high quality pictures if you print it out in color. It's really well done with very concise directions and whatnot. You know, it's really simple. You just undo a bunch of bolts and screws and pull things apart. One thing to remember if you're working on this is to loosen all your jibs or gibs or whatever the hell they're called. Loosen all those before you start doing anything. I mean, kind of obvious, but we neglected to do that, and we're kind of confused about why stuff wasn't moving easily by hand. Having a one of these gear puller thingies is a good use for the very front, the bearings that you have to pop the front off. Just a tool to have. Other than that, it went very smoothly. Like I said, there's a really great tutorial. I'm just trying to remember what other little problems we had. I don't know. Check out this tutorial for sure. Oh, when you're tightening your the locking collars for your ball screws, aka these little nuts in here that tighten against the bearings. In the tutorial, he shows that you should tighten them down with pliers. You should actually grab the back of your ball screws. We decided not to do that. We figured that if we tighten those little nuts down too much, you can see they're right against these bearings. And the first time we tightened them down basically as tight as we can get them by hand. Grabbed onto the ball screw with a little piece of leather and tightened this with a wrench, and it was very sluggish, and it seemed that we had tightened it too much, and the bearing there was getting crushed and wouldn't, not crushed, but pinched a little bit, and wouldn't allow us to move Y super easily. So we did that a little bit less tight, and that sorted the problem out completely. So just a little thing to pay attention to. We are using the kit from CNC Fusion if you haven't gotten that already. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's really just disassembly and assembly. You know, all the parts from the CNC Fusion kit were machined really beautifully. Some of the tolerances were pretty amazing. There was a couple of these bolts right here. I actually had trouble getting them in because it's such a perfect fit that if you didn't have the bolt perfectly parallel to the hole, or perfectly in line with the hole, it wouldn't go in. That was we were impressed by that, and also how you need to be really careful when working with the ball screws so you don't take the nut off. It's amazing how little friction they have. But other than that, it was pretty awesome, pretty easy to do. So I really do recommend this CNC Fusion kit. And these NEMA motors, of course, mounted all perfectly easily. After dinner, we're going to be doing the Z-axis, I believe, so we will have videos on that. If it's a little bit more difficult than the X and Y, because the X and Y really wasn't too difficult. But if there's other problems we get stuck with, because I feel like that's the most useful thing, is seeing where other people get stuck to avoid those mistakes. So that's all for now, guys. Peace.